Right, so Bitcoin, it's
Okay.
been it's been on a roll lately,
Yeah.
up more than 5% just today. And when I say today, I mean in the last 24 hours,
Right.
which is, I mean, things move fast in the crypto world, so 5% is kind of a big deal.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
We're recording this September 17th, 2024, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah.
And, well, a lot of people were wondering what's behind this latest Bitcoin surge.
Yeah.
So time for a deep dive. We're going to be looking at some new analysis from a crypto trader who goes by the name Rekt Capital.
Okay.
They've got a huge following in the crypto world, 500,000 followers just on X, so people pay attention to what they have to say.
For sure.
So let's see what's got them feeling so bullish about Bitcoin right now.
Well, one of the things Rekt Capital's been talking about is how Bitcoin seems to be reclaiming a key support level, on the price charts.
Okay, I know that might sound a little technical, but stick with me here.
Yeah.
Imagine a price chart, like, I don't know, a staircase.
Yeah.
So Bitcoin's tumbling down a few steps, takes a bit of a spill, but then it hits a step and kind of bounces back up.
Yeah.
That step, that's kind of like the support level. It's a price where suddenly there are enough buyers to stop it from falling any further.
Exactly. Yeah. And the specific support level that Rekt Capital's talking about here, it's called the channel bottom.
The channel bottom.
So imagine Bitcoin's price has been bouncing between two lines on a chart, like a channel, right? And that bottom line, that's the channel bottom. And what's got people excited is that Bitcoin recently closed above this channel bottom, and not just for a day or two. This was on the weekly time frame.
Wait, hold on. Weekly time frame. Explain that to me like I'm new to this whole chart watching thing. What's that mean?
Sure. So when you're looking at these charts, you can actually choose different time frames, right? So like a daily time frame would just show you price movements each day.
Okay.
But then a weekly time frame, that shows you the price action over an entire week.
Got it. Got it. So closing above that channel bottom,
Yeah.
but doing it on the weekly time frame.
Yeah.
That's a bigger deal than just like briefly going above it for a day.
Exactly, because it suggests a more sustained move upward. Like it could be a real shift in momentum, going from bearish to bullish.
Exactly. Yeah.
It suggests a more sustained move upward. Like it could be a real shift in momentum, going from bearish to bullish.
So Bitcoin dipped its toes back in, tested the waters,
Yeah, exactly.
decided to jump back in.
Yeah. And we're not saying this is a guaranteed victory lap just yet.
Right.
Technical analysis is just one piece of the puzzle.
Of course.
Past performance, as they say.
Doesn't guarantee future results.
Exactly. But it all kind of ties into something else Rekt Capital's been tracking. And this is where it gets even more interesting, I think.
Okay, now you really got my attention.
Yeah.
Hit me with it.
Bitcoin dominance.
Bitcoin dominance. Sounds kind of ominous. Like, beware the Bitcoin dominance.
Well, it's not quite that dramatic,
Okay.
but it is a big deal in the crypto world. So essentially, Bitcoin dominance, what it tells us is what percentage of the entire cryptocurrency market cap is held by Bitcoin.
So, like, is it the heavyweight champ of all the cryptocurrencies out there? Is that?
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And right now, Bitcoin dominance is, get this, it's at a 5-year high, according to Rekt Capital,
Wow.
which means that compared to all the other cryptocurrencies that have popped up, and believe me, there are a lot,
Yeah.
Bitcoin is looking particularly attractive to investors.
5 years is a long time in the crypto world.
It is.
What is driving that kind of confidence? I mean, is it just because it's the OG? Like, it's the original, the one that started it all?
Well, that's definitely part of it, right? There's that sense of familiarity. It's like the old reliable car. It's gotten you through thick and thin. But I think it goes a little bit deeper than that.
Okay.
I think some analysts are saying this recent surge in Bitcoin dominance, it might be a reflection of like a flight to quality happening in the markets.
Flight to quality. See, now that's one of those phrases that sounds like we need to unpack it a little bit.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
It's a bit of a financial term, but essentially what it means is when there's uncertainty in the market, maybe a little bit of fear, investors, they tend to gravitate towards assets that they see as, less risky, more stable.
Makes sense.
And in the world of crypto, it often plays that role.
Let me guess. Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, with its longer track record, wider adoption.
Yeah.
It's kind of a natural fit.
So it's like the safe haven
Exactly.
within the world of crypto.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got so much happening in the world right now.
Yeah.
And all this uncertainty. It's like, okay, let me just put my money on the OG crypto.
Right.
The one that's weathered a few storms.
Exactly. Yeah. The tried and true veteran in a sea of up-and-comers.
So we've got Bitcoin bouncing back, reclaiming its territory.
Yeah.
Maybe even pulling in some of those investors who are, well, maybe a little bit risk averse right now.
Yeah,
But Rekt Capital takes it a step further.
they do.
They've actually put out a prediction for where Bitcoin's price could go. And let's just say it's gotten people talking.
It has, because they're using a model called the pi cycle, which tries to predict those major peaks in Bitcoin's price.
The pi cycle.
Yeah, and without getting too technical, it basically looks at historical price data,
Okay.
and it tries to identify these recurring patterns, things that might suggest, hey, another peak could be coming.
So what's this pi cycle telling us about Bitcoin's future then?
Well, if you're looking at Rekt Capital's analysis, they're saying the pi cycle suggests that Bitcoin, the next major peak, might not actually be until September 2025.
September 2025.
Okay.
So we've got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But what about the price? What kind of numbers are we talking about here?
All right, so this is where it gets interesting, because based on the pi cycle, Rekt Capital suggests that Bitcoin could potentially hit $175,000
$175,000
per Bitcoin.
per Bitcoin.
Okay.
Even if that's just, I mean, it's just a prediction. Right?
Yeah.
It's still a pretty mind-blowing number. And it kind of makes all this feel a little less theoretical and a lot more, well, real.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if it were to even approach those figures, I think, it
Yeah.
would be huge. It would be hard to ignore.
Yeah.
We could see a surge in interest in blockchain and decentralized finance, all these other things that are just, they're bubbling under the surface right now.
It's like we're on the edge of something big, but we can't quite see the shape of it yet.
Exactly.
And that uncertainty, that potential, that's what makes it so fascinating.
It really is. It's an exciting space to be watching.
It is. Well, you've definitely given us a lot to think about today. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Bitcoin and where it could be headed, here's something for you listening to ponder. We've talked about Bitcoin's dominance, how it tends to get stronger, when there's fear in the market.
Yeah.
But we're also seeing all these new cryptocurrencies, all these blockchain projects, they're popping up all the time. So the question is, can Bitcoin maintain its dominance as this whole landscape evolves? Or are we moving towards something totally different, something much more diverse? It's something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
Was the crypto architect, designer of my dream, living on the blockchain, riding the digital stream, innovating, creating, always on the move, discovering new paths in the crypto groove.